More news for Georgia Tech as Luke Harpring is expected to hit the portal. Keyword, expected. Now for Georgia Tech, this is a massive loss. When you look at everything they're trying to build, they just got Chris Corbo out of the portal from Dortmund, but they don't have a lot of guys with talent and experience returning. You do have guys like Kevin Roche, several other guys that play reserve roles. But Luke Harpring has been, a key part what they built. And I know what you're going to say. Naj, what are you talking about? He only had 16 catches for 21 yards in his career with Georgia Tech. But remember, they don't always ask their tight ends to catch the ball a lot. They ask them to block. They ask them to be able to, scheme up different guys on screens to get open, like the Malik Rutherfords, the Jordan Allens, right? The Eric Rivers. This is what they asked them to do. But whenever he caught the football, he was dangerous with it. He was versatile. And that's what he talked about, his game kind of being a little bit different. His progression of just being able to make guys miss and break tackles and his yards after catch ability. That's what really took him to, another level. And again, the stats are not going to show it. Can't get caught up in the stats. Remember what Georgia Tech is when it comes to their tight ends. And I think he's done a phenomenal job progressing, right? Had his best game this past year against Virginia Tech, 3 catches, 39 yards in that one. And usually when he was called upon, he made some big plays. You know what I'm saying? He moved the chains, right? You can only do so much with what the opportunities that you're given, unfortunately. But I think Luke Harper is one of those guys, like he's a steal. Redshirt freshman this past year. He redshirted his previous year. So he still has a lot of years of eligibility left in college football, at least at a minimum of 3. Depends if he wants to go off to the next level, to the NFL, then he probably has another 2 years. But nonetheless, man, like when you're building a team, it's tough for Georgia Tech because you've lost already so many guys in the portal. Yes, you hit on Jalen Mbakwe, and that was a big-time pickup for Georgia Tech. And them landing a star recruit, a star prospect out of the portal. But you've lost like so much. Isaiah Kenyon's now being expected to land with Georgia, your rival. So that's a tough blow for you if you're Georgia Tech. You already lost Harrison Moore, who's now at Florida. You lost Bailey Stockton, who's at Florida. You lost Aaron Fowler, who's at Florida. Like pretty much your entire roster is damn near at Florida if you think about it. And now you're going to potentially lose a tight end that was big time for you, to the portal. And again, it's expected. He can't change his mind and be like, you know what, I'm going to just stay. But remember, there is a lot more meat on the bone on this one. Remember, y'all, his dad played at Georgia Tech and was a legacy there. 3-time All-ACC selection, 1995 to 1998, and was a major basketball player here for Georgia Tech. Now, 2 different people, 2 different things, and obviously you're going to make your own legacy. But nonetheless, man, that's a devastating blow for Georgia Tech moving forward, man. We'll see what happens. We'll see how they replace it. But, I mean, at least you got Chris Corbo and then you think Luke Harper. Okay, cool. We got a pretty solid tight end room, maybe 1 or 2 more acquisitions. Now you're probably looking at a good 2 to 3. Now, they do have Nathan Nagame, who I think is going to be dynamic if they use him the right way and can be a guy for them, if they allow him to be a pass-catching tight end. He's also very physical and he can block as well, but you're going to need more pieces. He's young. He's only a true freshman. And what's the likelihood that Coach Key trusts a true freshman at the tight end spot? One of the more, integral position, one of the more tough positions to learn. I don't know. So we'll see what they do, but that is the latest news on Luke Harpring and latest going on with Georgia Tech.